Hello, Minnie. My name is Jamie McDaniel, and I first want to say what a great presentation. From the visuals that you gave through the PowerPoint and easily understandable on your presentation of building a nation by culture shock. You mentioned that this study was a need for improvement in outcomes of children living in foster care and older youth, aging out while transitioning into independent living. I believe that this is something as counselors and future counselors is very important due to the need of these almost forgotten people. You noted that there were limitations in early studies such as missing data, incomplete data, and small sample size, which throughout our studies this year, we know that having small amount of sample size could be inconclusive to the bigger picture of what we're trying to push for in our research. The current study that you mentioned used a longitudinal cohort design. And then your null hypothesis and your alternative hypothesis was very easily understood and to the point. Your null hypothesis, in short, stated treatment plus Alderian therapy will not influence the outcomes, as where your alternative hypothesis would influence the significant outcomes with treatment and Alderian therapy. I'd like to note that Wood 2003 noted that Alderian therapy is an effective psychotherapy that takes place in 20 sessions or fewer, which is good for a sample size of what you mentioned earlier, later on in your presentation, of 33,197 youth. This study was built on secondary data, as you noted, in a sample size, which I just mentioned, 33,000. Big sample size is always better. As where my project only had 52 sample size, but had the ability to be more if it was to take off in the fire area. The proposed statistical analysis you explained was a measure of the ANOVA, and if the alternative hypothesis is correct, then it would call for a need for more programs, which there's definitely a need in this area when we're talking about foster children and those transitioning out of foster care and being in an independent living. So I would wish nothing but the best for this kind of research, because there is a call and a need for this kind of stuff for those almost forgotten people. I would like to quote from Exodus 22, verses 22 and 23. It says, "You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry at all to me, I will surely hear their cry." Minnie, I want to wish you the best in your future endeavors of a higher education, and God bless and be safe out there.